Rude Nation, we're here. We're doing it differently, but we're together, sort of, virtually, whatever. Episode 71, RudeBoyz Power Hour Plus. I'm Sherm.
I'm Tom.
And it's BatMAYn. We're talking about BatMAYn.
Yup.
Tom, how you been, man? I haven't seen you in a little bit. I'm actually seeing you on Zoom.
Yeah, no, I've been all right, living, working.
Sure.
Doing all that fun shit.
I've been doing that minus the working.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Playing some Arkham,
Oh yeah, same. Playing some Arkham. We're gonna be talking about Arkham a little later. Yeah, I think so. But we got a pretty full episode. A lot of Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, it's medium Blitzkrieg.
Maybe a Blitzkrieg or two.
Yeah.
So, Tommy, who you got in your mouth, buddy?
I got some nice Maxwell House black coffee in my Nightwing cup.
Oh, timely. I like that.
Right?
I've got... Oh, you didn't ask me, though, so I'm not going to tell you shit.
Actually, I just did. You talked over me. As per usual, who's in your mouth, Christopher?
Who's in my mouth? I've got some Starbucks.
Yeah,
shock. Fuck you. Ice cold brew, and I just drew a bat on it. So there we go. Tom can sort of see that. But it's got some Molly's Irish Cream and some McGregor's whiskey. So here's to you.
Nope. 11:20 in the morning.
and we've been doing this for a little bit, trying to get all these technical difficulties squared away for you, Rude Nation. So let's clink it up, Tom. This is our first virtual clink. Ready? All right, there we go.
Yeah. My coffee was hot about an hour ago.
Yeah, fuck off. My coffee was chilled an hour ago, and it is now pretty fucking warm. All right, Tom. We'll shoot into Blitzkrieg.
Oh, shoot all over Blitzkrieg. Starting off in games as per usual. Last of Us 2 Leakapalooza. Chris, take it away.
Yes, so this happened right after we recorded last episode.
No, something happened after we
I know, yeah. It's kind of the perils of doing a bi-weekly recording. But a lot of story details and cutscenes from Last of Us Part 2 leaked out on the internet. And a lot of people aren't happy. Obviously, Sony and Naughty Dog aren't really happy. Also, the fans aren't really happy because they don't like where the story's going. But, I mean, what are you going to do? And also, this came in pretty much right under the same time as the release date for Last of Us Part 2, which we did kind of miss. And
no, wait, we didn't miss. It was I heard it was coming out May 29th.
No, it got pushed to June 19th, 2020.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe. Again, because of the what am I trying to say? Because of the quality of the cutscenes that came out, the game's pretty much, I would say, done. But who knows? You're right.
Yeah, no, this game is the friggin' New Mutants of video games. Shit is never coming out.
Also, in the same time that was released, the release date for Last of Us Part 2, we also got July 17th release date for Ghost of Tsushima, which is Sucker Punch's next game for on the PlayStation 4. I think this game looks gorgeous. I don't know if I'm going to get into it right away, but the PS4 still's got some life in it.
Ghost of Sushi?
Ghost of Sushi, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Moving along, maybe some other leaks, or is that what you were just saying?
No, there were some other leaks. So Nintendo actually got hit with a pretty big leak. Nothing current. It was all just a bunch of information about setting up and marketing for older systems, so like the Wii, the GameCube, the Wii U, the 3DS, stuff like that. But I mean, it's a pretty substantial leak as far as from like a very secretive company that Nintendo is, and I think a lot of it has to do with people working remotely, and these things are just going to happen because now there's just a lot more moving parts and they're a lot more spread out globally. And with E3 coming, I think some of these companies are probably going to try to hit these leaks ahead of time with announcements. We just had a Microsoft announcement. They showed some gameplay for some games coming out on the Xbox Series X. And E3 is actually going to be on this date next month. Supposedly, that's when it was going to be. So you're going to find out a lot more. Nation, I could guarantee you this is going to be out of date by the time you hear it, because I'm sure something big happened between how we're recording and when we post. Deal with it.
Keep it blitzkrieg, Chris.
Sure, go ahead.
All right, moving along. Still in games. No Nintendo June Direct for June. Do we really need to stay too hard on this since we know the state of the world?
It kind of echoes pretty much just that. Like, they can't lock anything down, so there's no Nintendo Direct. Right. So you're going to hear a lot of announcements, again, around that time, E3, around now. And, yeah, it's just how it is. The world's chaos.
Absolutely. Moving along. Vader Immortal coming to PSVR this summer.
This was actually announced on May the 4th. Happy Star Wars Day, everyone. Happy belated Star Wars Day, everyone. But Vader Immortal, that's a VR game that came for Oculus. It was an episodic, might have been like 3 episodes or something like that. Very critically well received, and it's coming to PSVR. So I'm definitely going to hop on that, and it's coming out this summer.
Nice. Moving along. EA's not E3 conference will be June 11th. What the?
Yeah, so again, no E3, no construct of E3, but EA is going to still announce stuff around the same time as E3. So that's happening. They've already mentioned that there might be a Mass Effect remaster, like a whole trilogy sort of thing coming out. Right. We might find out more about that Star Wars game we talked about, Project Maverick. But yeah, news is coming, Nation. It's just percolating, and it's ready to pop, and hopefully it pops when it wants to. What?
Moving along, you're disgusting. King of Fighters All-Star will feature WWE superstars.
I think it's a pretty cool get, because obviously King of Fighters is a niche fighting game franchise. It's not a Street Fighter, it's not a Mortal Kombat, and it's super Japanese. I would definitely say it has less of a worldwide appeal, but there's going to be WWE superstars. That's pretty cool. I'm a sucker for crossovers. You know this.
Sure, yeah. We all are. Trailer talk. Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
There's Vikings. I really don't want to. Yeah, it was highly rumored that that's where it was going to go, the franchise, and it's official. It's going to take place in the Viking era. And that's pretty cool. I haven't touched an Assassin's Creed since Black Flag. And I know Odyssey and Origins was well received. So great. People are happy. People are jazzed for it. That's cool.
I haven't touched an Assassin's Creed since the first one.
Not the best one. There's some good games in there, Tommy.
Yeah, I don't know. Too much sneaking around. You've seen me how I play video games.
Yeah, you're right. That's not Tom's MO.
I'm a running gunner. I mean, you know what though? This one might be more of like a running gunner.
Well, running axer.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Moving along to comics. We actually have comic book news.
We do.
Yes. Diamond Distributors shoots to resume May 20th, which is very good for all local comic book shops. I know a lot of spots have been closed. Some spots in some states I've heard have been doing curbside pickup.
Good.
So that's pretty good. Good to see that the local comic book shops are still trying to do things and make things work.
Exactly.
I know one of the ones by us, they've been doing like raffles and this and that just to keep themselves afloat.
Sure. Yeah. Support local, Nation. Don't forget that.
Marvel Marvel to resume new comics on May 27th. So 7 days after Diamond will be resuming business as usual. That's great news.
Yes.
I'm very glad to hear that. Moving along to movies. See, Chris, that's how you do Blitzkrieg for something that you know about.
You're lucky we see each other. Yes, you're lucky we're not in the same room, though.
Yeah, you be getting your Wrap It Up box. Maybe an MCU adaptation of Ultimatum to feature X-Men and Fantastic Four. I saw this. You must have just put this on the notes when
I've got nothing else going on, so.
All right, calm down, relax. It's okay.
But the way that they're kind of the rumor is that they're going to use the Ultimatum event to kind of work in the Fantastic Four, all the Fox properties that they scooped up into the MCU.
Not one of the best events.
Just true, yeah, but I mean, you got to look at it like Age of Ultron really wasn't Age of Ultron. Civil War really wasn't Civil War. It just kind of name in the name recognition.
Well, except for Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron did not have the idea at all.
Right, but I mean, Civil War really didn't like focus in a lot of the secret identities and shit. Like it was the same idea, yes, but you know, it wasn't like word for word. They're just taking the name recognition or the branding that they already have and just putting it into the movies. Yep. Which, if that's what happens, that's cool. That'd be pretty good, I think.
All right, moving along. AMC and Regal are butthurt about Universal. This came about because of how well the new Trolls movie did on video on demand. And yeah, they're just all butthurt because, I think it was like $20 to buy or some shit like that.
Right.
So you know what? AMC Regal, get the fuck over it. Look at the state of the world. This might be the time to look into doing drive-in movie theaters instead of reopening, massive theaters. I'd be all right with drive-ins.
Sure, yeah.
Be very cool. I've never been to one. I think I've said that before. Animated Transformers prequel coming from Toy Story 4 director, and I think it's going to Netflix.
I don't know about that, but the way that the world is, we'll say. But it's another one. It's another Transformers movie in the works. There's presumably another prequel with the same vein of as Bumblebee. There's a Beast Wars movie, and then there's this bad boy. So
nice.
Yep, still a viable franchise.
Lot of Transformers. I actually didn't realize how much Transformers movies I have until yesterday when I had to redo my DVDs.
How many Transformers movies do you have?
Actually, I thought I had more. Never mind. Shut up.
How many do you have?
3.
Because there aren't that many.
I have 3.
3. Okay. Do you have the animated one?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got that, and then what? You got the 2 Michael Bays?
Yeah, and I do want to get Bumblebee.
Yeah. Okay. So you got okay.
Did you see Bumblebee?
I did not see Bumblebee.
Yeah. We'll have to do a RudeBoyz Go to the Movies.
Okay.
If the world ever stops sucking. Live action Hercules is coming with Russo Brothers to produce. Yep. Pretty neat. Russo Brothers is still working.
Yeah, thank God. They've said that this isn't going to be like a shot-for-shot remake like some of the other live-action Disney movies have been, which is cool. My hope is that they just get Danny DeVito to reprise Phil.
That'd be cool.
They basically just made that character for Danny DeVito, so just pull the trigger.
And James Woods as Hades.
James Woods has a bit of controversy. He's like a flat earther or an anti-vaxxer or some sort of conservative guy.
Cool.
Not to make a stand, nation, but
the world ain't flat. Sylvester Stallone casually announced Demolition Man 2.
Yep. So he was doing like a an Instagram Live or something like that, answering questions, and someone asked about, jokingly about Demolition Man 2, and he's like, yeah, no, we're talking to Warner Brothers or whatever the fuck. And it's just, okay, cool. Like, I guess that's kind of in the works. So, again, probably like super bare bones, but, wasn't announced, wasn't even talked about. It was just Sylvester Stallone just said it. So,
Also, staying on the topic of Sylvester Stallone, apparently Creed 3 will not feature Rocky Balboa.
Will not?
Will not feature Rocky Balboa, which makes me worry because it's like how his character was in Creed 2. I was like, oh, shit. Like, some bad shit was happening, so...
Didn't he die? Didn't they kill him off?
Huh?
Didn't they kill him off or no?
No, they didn't, but he was super sick.
Oh, okay.
So, those movies are so good.
I've heard, yes.
Especially if you're a Rocky fan. Tequila Wakanda officially directing a Star Wars movie.
Yes. Again, announced on May the 4th. And it's official. We've talked about it several Blitzkrieg newses ago. Tom's shocked, I can tell you that much. But he, which is so funny, like this niche New Zealand director who just got his hands on Thor Ragnarok, blew up, directed episodes of The Mandalorian, acted in The Mandalorian, and now he's directing a full-fledged Star Wars movie. So that's cool.
Very cool.
Yep.
Well, it's official. New Mutants will be available for streaming. Apparently, it showed up on Amazon to pre-buy, but then they pulled it down. But it is going to be available to streaming. But then I also just saw that it's still going to be getting released in theaters. It's the ever turmoil of this fucking movie.
So, Tom, is this movie coming out?
No. No.
No.
Straight up fucking no.
Definitely not.
Which sucks. TV talk is actually very bare bones.
All right.
Lovecraft Country. Chris, you were telling me about this before.
Yeah, so I guess it's based off of a book or book series or something like that. It's coming to HBO. It's a horror show. When you think of the name Lovecraft Country, you're going to assume there's some cosmic horror and stuff like that. Again, don't know what the source material is, but wasn't really getting that vibe. Getting a lot of creepy southern vibe. Maybe some cult action, but it could be interesting. Got to see a little more about it.
Okay.
That's pretty much all I got to say. Maybe just keep your eye on it, Nation.
Yeah. Actually, something I saw for TV news is in the new American Horror Story season, Macaulay Culkin and Kathy Bates' character are going to have a sex scene.
That wasn't just like a weird fanfic you just read?
Nope.
Ugh. All right.
Nothing in wrestling news. No wrestlers. Vince McMahon hasn't done anything fucking shady this week.
Well, all right. This week.
Yeah, you know
we got Money in the Bank is tonight as per recording, so
oh yeah.
We'll see what happens. We'll see who gets fucking thrown off Titan Towers.
Moving on to Essetia news.
All right.
Dr. Farrow radio drama coming July 21st.
Yep. So I think one of the newer characters in the Disney canon of Star Wars that had gained a lot of popularity is Dr. Aphra.
Yes.
Kind of like an Indiana Jones in the Star Wars universe. We talked about her, I believe, a couple episodes ago about Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yes. But she's getting a radio drama, which I just looked into. It is really just an audio book that hits audio before it hits book. So,
cool.
It will be available. But that's pretty cool.
Rage Against the Machine reunion tour put on hold till 2021 because, well, Corona.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but at the same time, I kind of hope they relook at the prices of those tickets because those tickets were stupid expensive.
Honestly, I think they're just going to keep those prices. People are going to be hungry to go out, and they're going to be suckers and pay that exorbitant amount of money. Yeah,
there's only one band that I would pay those prices for, and they can never do a reunion anyway. Pantera. And R.I.P. to Sam Lloyd. He played Ted in Scrubs.
Right.
He is also the nephew of Christopher Lloyd.
Ah, all right. I did not know that.
Yes.
But yeah, Ted, I wasn't as big of a Scrubs fan as you were, Tom.
Yeah.
Or are, really. But Ted, I thought, was a real great character. Well,
oh my God, yeah.
Acted.
Him and his a cappella group.
Yeah, exactly. A fun character. Rest in power.
Absolutely, rest in power.
Sam Lloyd.
I was thirsty.
Yeah, I see that.
Moving along to Corona Mania. What got bumped this week? John Wick 4, it got moved to May 27th, 2022.
Yep. So,
I don't even think they really started doing anything with it yet, anyway.
True, yeah. It was just one of the most high-profile things that got bumped.
Yeah.
This recording. We'll see what happens, and we'll see what happens that we missed between now and then. So.
I'm sure they'll announce shit like 5 minutes after we're done recording.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Usually on Mondays, I always notice people announce shit. Go figure.
Fucking dicks. And that is all we have in Blitzkrieg. Chris, tell me, give my vocal cords a break. Tell me what the fuck you've been up to.
Whew, boy. So, I'm non-essential. Let me just get that out in the open. I don't know if I've mentioned this. So I've had a lot of time on my hands.
Chris,
yeah?
You're essential to me.
Oh, thank you, Tom. You're essential to me. So we've been gearing up for BatMAYn, obviously. So any Batman stuff, I'm gonna put a pin in. We're gonna talk about that, I think, next episode when we recap BatMAYn. How do you feel about that, Tommy? Minus the game club, which we're gonna talk about.
Okay, yeah, you're confusing the fuck out of me. Yeah, that sounds good.
I see that. I saw the face. See?
Yeah, I know.
Helps. The visual medium helps.
I'm also doing trying to figure things out too while yes.
All right, good. I'm glad I have your undivided attention.
Honestly, I'm listening to you. I'm looking at what you've been up to, but I'm also trying to find a soundboard as well.
Oh no! All right, good. You do that. So I'll talk. I read Spider-Man: Ends of the Earth. You familiar with? So there you go. See, I can see the face. I can see the confusion. So you don't know what that is, Tom?
No, surprisingly, no.
So it's takes place, I guess, in the what's called the Spider-Man Worldwide arc. He's an Avenger. He's with not Parker Industries, the fucking other one.
Horizon.
What was that?
Horizon Labs.
Yes, thank you. Horizon Labs, thank you. So he's he's getting money. He's getting some notoriety. He's globe-trotting. He's not necessarily your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man anymore. He's just your friendly global Spider-Man, like I said, part of the Avengers. And this takes place prior to the Superior Spider-Man arc. So it's really a Sinister Six tale. Basically,
nice. I'm in.
Dr. Octopus knows he's dying, so this is like his last hurrah. And obviously before Superior. And he decides he wants to basically do one big thing, and the premise is that he wants to help the world. He wants to help the ozone layer and help all the greenhouse effects, and basically that's going to be his legacy. And Spider-Man is like, bullshit, that's not the case. So it's almost like the public perception of Dr. Octopus is good because he's, trying to help everyone and everyone's kind of like buying into it. And Spider-Man's just like, no. He's a bad guy. And he's pretty much teamed up with the Avengers. Silver Sable's in the mix. And it's a pretty cool read, again, because it's got the Sinister Six, which I'm a big fan of. And it does lead into the events of Superior Spider-Man, which I haven't personally read, but I know a lot about it. So I'm kind of excited to move into that. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till the comic book shops are opened, and I'll hunt a copy down. I know, yeah, it's tough to get hands on. So
I was talking to a guy at one of our locals, and he was saying that it keeps going in and out of print.
Oh, I believe it.
So like and then I was like, all right, well, let me check Amazon. Amazon was asking for like almost like $65 for it. And right. I'm like, kiss my ass. No, it should be like 30 is the most, 40.
True, yeah.
Especially if it's like, I think all 25-ish years, I think.
Well, I thought it was a full year's worth of
maybe
Dr. Octopus as Spider-Man. Otto Octavius, whatever. Yes. But End of the Earth, if you can hunt it down, I know I read it. It was free on Prime Reading or some bullshit. Check it out. It's cool, and it's weird because it's Spider-Man's globetrotting. You know what I mean? It's weird, and it's not something that is really indicative of the character that I'm familiar with. Again, not really a what am I trying to say? A more modern Spider-Man reader. I just pick up things here and there, but he's like all over the place, and I guess people didn't receive it very well. Hence why he went Superior, and then everything ended up after that.
Right.
But it's interesting nonetheless. Again, Sinister Six in it. I'm down. Then Bonnie and I got into a little bit of a horror kick.
Yeah.
As you can see, you're reading the notes. So we watched It Chapter 2.
Okay.
It was
a lot of liberties.
What was that?
They took a lot of liberties.
I remember you saying that when it first came out. But it was fine. Like,
wasn't as good as Chapter 1.
I'll say the same thing about Chapter 1. It was very cool visually, like, you know, the shocks and stuff like that, but just as a movie, it just wasn't great.
I think the Tim Curry one better.
What was that?
I like the Tim Curry version better.
I think with that is because it had more of a gritty rawness to it. You could actually it was scarier. But it just wasn't great, man. I think the whole thing, and again, I'm sure you can echo this because you've read the book and you saw it when the movie came out. It just, like, I get that how Stephen King writes, he wants to kind of like incorporate this cosmic horror and stuff to it, but like I feel like it didn't translate well to the movie. It just felt like it was just half step in and out. Like, is this just a demon, or is this something extraterrestrial or something like that? Like, it just wasn't executed great. Yeah, I'm cool with never watching it ever again.
Did Bonnie read the book? I forget.
She did not read the book.
She didn't. She definitely should. I think she would enjoy it.
I think so too. We also watched Babadook. I thought Babadook was fine. It was a movie I wanted to see for a while because I've heard a lot of buzz about it, but I thought it was fine.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
No? What didn't you like about it?
I hated that. I hated the little kid. I hated the mom. No.
That's Tom's 2 cents. I got you. And we checked out on YouTube. There's a YouTube channel called Local 58, which apparently is like this weird, like, it's almost like Kickstarted or through Reddit. It's a bunch of, like, it almost looks like public, what am I trying to say? Public service announcement? Not public, public, what the fuck? The channels that the public can get onto. What the fuck am I trying to say?
I don't know.
Public access. There it is. Okay. And it's like, it's just edited very nicely, to the point that it almost seems like it's like someone VHS recorded a bunch of stuff from the 80s. And it's pretty creepy. They're very short, like 5-minute little mini movies, I'd say. But it's pretty cool.
Huh.
Yeah, I would take a look at it. I'm not giving it the best sell, but, you know, it's on YouTube. Just fucking check it out.
There's the Chris Sherman seal of approval.
That's the best you're getting when it comes to horror shit. It's just like, it was cool.
Yeah.
I'll give this the Chris Sherman, it was cool, seal of approval. Hereditary?
Yeah, I've heard very mixed things.
Okay. The movie goes places. It's like, it was pretty cool. I don't really even want to get into it because even like the trailers really dissuade you from watching it because it acts like it's one different movie. But you know, there's ghosts, there's cults, there's hauntings, there's shit. It's pretty creepy. I think this was the same dude who did The Witch.
No, that guy did The Lighthouse.
Okay, right. I'm getting it fucking confused. This guy might have did The Ritual? I don't know.
There's no way for us to ever know this. And it's mind-boggling because, you know, we both have options right now to look this up. Who's going to get it first? This is some live.
Stop vamping. It was me. This guy did Midsummer.
Oh.
That's... Oh, God.
No. No.
All right, that's it for Tommy then. That's it.
And I'm out.
All right.
Damn it, I would have won. I forgot I have IMDb in my goddamn bookmarks.
Oh, Tommy, come on.
Shut up.
Another movie we saw was Fractured.
Okay.
That was, I don't know why I'm Google docking it. This movie has your boy Sam Worthington in it.
Oh, was this before or after he's escaped James Cameron's basement of doom?
This, I'd imagine, is after.
All right, just, I get worried about Sam Worthington. I don't hear from him too often.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, when I see that name, I'm like, I know that name. And then you see the face, and you're like, oh, right. Again, Chris Sherman seal of approval. It was fine. It's a lot of, oh man, the guy he checks into a hospital to get his daughter looked at after an accident, and then the daughter ends up missing, and it's a matter of, and then the hospital is real fucking shady. So like, what's going on? And then let me tell you, the answer you get is definitive, and it's pretty cool. Again, Chris Sherman seal of approval. I would definitely, out of all these movies I'm mentioning right now, I would say probably that one, only because it's under the radar and it's pretty thrilling, I'd say, because it moves in waves. Like, you think one thing and then it goes to another thing, and then you're like, oh, this is the answer, and then it goes another place. Like, wait a minute, that's the answer. And then the ending is like, all right, so that's what's up.
Okay.
So there's that, and then we also just watched last night Sinister.
This is actually one of my favorite horror movies. I enjoyed this movie.
Why can't I remember it?
How much drinking was involved?
Substantial.
This is Sinister, if you don't mind me hijacking.
Go right ahead, Tom.
Sinister is Ethan Hawke plays a true crime writer.
Yes, thank you.
And he moves his family into a house where a grisly murder happened and a whole bunch of supernatural shit happens with, I don't want to give too much away if people haven't seen it yet. This is one that I think just that shock value. It's just like, oh, this is good. Sinister also came out around the same time as like the times of Insidious came out, The Conjuring, like that whole new breed of horror.
Right.
Which I the James Wan era of horror.
Yes.
Because I think he actually produced this as well.
I don't know about that, but he obviously Scott Derrickson was the director of this, and that was a name that was like a brain seed that like I'm like, I know that name, and he directed Doctor Strange,
right,
and was going to do the sequel until I don't know, creative differences.
Well, I think he's still being the producer.
Oh yeah, no, he's still involved, but he's not the man behind the lens.
Yeah.
That's funny you say that this is probably your favorite, because I think this was my least favorite out of all of them. So go figure. We have different. Hey, listen.
Look at this fucking guy just disagreeing with me to disagree to sound cool.
That's not true. You shut the fuck up. You were disagreeing with me about like the Babadook and stuff.
Well, yeah. Did you see Insidious?
Did not see Insidious. No.
You will.
Will I?
Will you? Hold on. I'll let you know.
Checking the DVDs.
I am.
I'm narrating.
You are. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Check it out.
Doesn't have the things. I also, I watched a bunch of, if you want to segue this from horror, depending on who I'm talking to, Rude Nation, I watched all the Skywalker Saga Star Wars movies.
Nice.
I guess I'll give my real quick thoughts again. I know Tom's gonna roll his eyes out of his skull for hearing me give quick thoughts, but
still working on trying to find shit.
A soundboard. All right, so like I said, I watched all 9 of the Skywalker Saga movies, and I watched the prequels, obviously the prequels, the original trilogy, and the sequel trilogy, pretty much all in 3 separate days. The prequel trilogy, poor writing, execution very flawed, but it I don't know what that was.
I found a soundboard, I think.
Oh no. But at least it had a purpose, and you knew it was leading it right up to the original trilogy. You know what? You needed that fall of Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
That was a face I never want to see again. And it needed also to show the rise of the Empire, and the rise of the Empire is probably the most boring of it because it's the whole, legislature and shit with the council and the Senate and all this bullshit. Like, you don't need that. You want to see Anakin Skywalker. You want to see Jedi doing Jedi shit, and
Sure.
Anakin Skywalker fall. Like, that's what you want to see, and that's what you need to see in episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
4, 5, and 6, the original trilogy, absolute classics. You're never gonna top them. I mean, you saw episode 4, right?
Absolutely, yeah. No, sorry, I found one.
All right.
And I'll be sharing it with you.
I'm glad I have your undivided attention. I'll be on Twitter by the time you talk.
Yes, New Hope, you can't beat at all.
No, absolutely not.
This is, it's a classic. It really is. It'll never not be a classic, but I mean, to me, and again, I was such a bad Star Wars fan this year because, it fell on a fucking, Tuesday? On a Monday.
On a Monday, yeah, you're working.
Yeah. People were lucky I was even alive. Fucking, I should have watched Empire, honestly. I was kind of kicking myself in the ass for not watching Empire. But yeah, New Hope is fantastic. Just those 3 movies.
Yes, agreed.
To me, I think are perfect.
Right. And I think if you take episodes 1 through 6, you have a perfect 6-movie set. Again, waves of quality, but ends very strongly at the end of Return of the Jedi with everything, with the redemption of Anakin Skywalker and everything like that. Like, I think those 6 movies, you watch them, you're great. Which then segues into the sequel trilogy. And
sorry, I'm standing up.
No, it's fine. The sequel trilogy, and the sequel trilogy had a lot going against it. Obviously, it had no full creative vision because you had J.J. Abrams, you had Rian Johnson, and you had at the time, I think, Colin Trevorrow doing separate episodes. So far, no coherent voice throughout all 3 movies. The movies were a decade past anything Star Wars related, and several decades after Return of the Jedi. So I understand you people wanted, like, the original cast to show up in these movies, but they're fucking old, and, unfortunately, Carrie Fisher died. So
Harrison Ford didn't even want to be in episode 7.
Right, I understand, but, like, it was a payday, and it was, the fandom wanted it. Sure, I get it. But it just had so much baggage. And it really, if they really should have just made 3 separate movies, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I think where the sequel trilogy shines is definitely in the new cast. I think Daisy Ridley, Oscar Isaac,
John
Boyega, thank you. The dude who played fucking Kylo Ren is his name.
Adam Driver,
thank you. Oh my god, I'm awful. I think they all did a phenomenal job when they weren't like, this guy's new Darth Vader, this guy's new Han Solo. Like, right. I think they did great.
Skywalker.
What was that?
She's the new, she's new Skywalker.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. And a lot of the, and I think the creative, I don't want to say differences, but the creative, just quality, you see that with movie like The Last Jedi and then The Rise of Skywalker. Like, it's a mess. And what are you going to do? But That's why we have The Mandalorian. That's why we have The Clone Wars.
Yeah.
That's why we have Rebels, too. I started watching Rebels. Rebels is cute. It's still early, but a lot of Star Wars. I consumed a lot of Star Wars.
So, were you a big fan of...
God, you set that up. Yes, I was, actually.
Yes.
Bonnie was very upset when Chewbacca found out Leia died.
Yeah.
That was a disappointment. That was a sad moment.
Was she like that?
Kinda, yeah, a little bit. Less bassy. But all right, so Tom, let's segue into the Clone Wars.
Sure.
So you watched that.
Whew. Yeah, I can't even consume any more. I cannot consume any more like animated Star Wars stuff right now with the way Clone Wars. Oh, spoiler, by the way, Nation. With how this ended, and it was just so goddamn good, and it was like those last 3 episodes had me like, what the fuck? Like
that whole last arc was great.
Yeah, I would definitely say the whole last arc was pretty fantastic.
I agree. Probably one of the best series finales I've seen. It really just ends so beautifully, and with such a like tip of the hat to what made the Clone Wars, and that would be the clones. What are you drinking, Tommy?
Schweppes seltzer, lemon lime.
Little seltzer. A beautiful ending to an excellent show.
Absolutely. Not a lot of politics in this season, which I enjoyed.
No, which was good because I guess at this point, like chronologically, like it's done. There's no more politicking around, guys.
Exactly.
We got to tip the hat off. I know we even titled an episode "Dave Filoni Not a Phony," but man, oh man, Dave Filoni is on some next level Star Wars shit. In the second episode of, I think it's called like Disney Gallery, they focus on the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I think the whole first season is focused on the Mandalorian, but this episode, the second episode, talks about the Star Wars legacy, and he is just like on some next level, like he is. The stuff he says about the entire like arc of Anakin Skywalker and stuff like that, within again the constraint of episodes 1 through 6, like it's just like, damn, like this guy is. He eats and breathes this stuff. He's basically like George Lucas reincarnated if he, wasn't still alive. But
yeah, I mean that last scene in Clone Wars, I like, when, Ahsoka, she buries the clones, drops her lightsaber, and then Vader goes to that planet and sees everything, picks up the lightsaber. First time you've seen Vader actually hold like a Jedi lightsaber.
Right.
Like, I was all like, I just, I couldn't believe that like any of that happened. And then just that closeout, I was just like, wow. And then you asked me if I was going to watch Rebels, and I was like, I can't consume anything right now.
That's fair. Rebels is cute. Rebels definitely doesn't have the same weight as the Clone Wars did, I would think, in maybe even seasons 1. But it's fine. I'm going to keep watching it. It's more Star Wars. It's handled very well. I like the characters that they've introduced so far. I like the idea of just the Grand Inquisitor. You saw a little bit of not him, but the whole Inquisitor squad in Jedi Fallen Order. Tom, the second sister, the ninth sister.
Okay, yeah, they're the ones that like they usually have the black sabers, right?
Yeah, they're the red sabers, but they're the Jedi hunters, basically.
Right.
And I think that there's either 9 or 12 members of that, and obviously they're spread between books and comic books and Rebels and Fallen Order. But it's basically it's Vader's hit squad.
Sure.
To go basically round up any other Jedi that snuck through Order 66. Very cool idea. Definitely going to keep watching it. Yeah. So, Tommy, that's what I've been up to.
Jesus
What have
Christ,
you
man.
been up to, Tom?
I'm allowed to chime in now.
Here's my middle fingers.
Yep. I have, well, while you're talking, I've been finding soundboards and sound buttons. So, hey, look, we gotta make things fun here. Don't shake your head at me. I can see you shaking your head and rolling your eyes at me now, bitch. 2 weekends in a row, I watched the show Titans. It was on sale, like on video demand. And this is the one that they released for on DC Universe.
Got you. Okay. So like Teen Titans, but
yeah. Really good. Just the way they, the way they did everything. They introduced Bruce Wayne. What's his name? He played Mormont in
right. Yeah, Jorah Mormont.
Yeah, you're gonna fall asleep while I'm doing this, huh? Fuck you too.
I just fucking said it, Jorah Mormont.
Yeah, but that actor played Bruce Wayne.
Sure.
Which is weird because it's like, he's so much older.
Right.
And like, so it's like a battle hardened, like, Bruce Wayne. Season 1 dealt a lot with Raven's father, Trigon. The father.
The anime, yep, Trigon.
Trigon.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you adult. So it dealt a lot with that. Season 2 was a lot with Deathstroke.
Okay, cool.
You finally get this. You see Dick Grayson, leave as Robin and transition into the role of Nightwing. You also see Rose Wilson, who's Deathstroke's daughter, who's on the team. My only complaint about this, and I know it was my brother's complaint and sister-in-law's complaint, is Beast Boy. All they ever had him turn into was a tiger. And he turned into a snake once. And it's like, this dude has the ability to turn into the whole fucking animal kingdom.
Right.
And they're only having him turn into a tiger. And I was like, if they killed him off midway through season 1, I would have been fine with it. You didn't need Beast Boy there. The girl that played Raven, I enjoyed. They also, they did show some of the original Titans, Donna Troy showed up, who's the original Wonder Girl.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, if you have the opportunity, check it out. It's pretty cool.
You saw it on because I know the whole DC Universe thing isn't really a thing anymore. But how did you watch it? You watched it through Prime or something like that?
It was on Verizon.
Verizon on demand.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And let me ask you one more question.
And that's not true. DC Universe is still a thing.
I know, but I guess they're kind of moving that into the HBO Max or whatever it is.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But the other thing with Beast Boy turning into a tiger, is it effective at least, or?
Oh yeah, I mean he would be bigger. He ripped out, he ate some people. But still, it was just oh god, just turn into something else.
Right.
There was one part where I think there was a fire, and it's dude, turn into an elephant, suck up water into your trunk, and put the fire out. Do something, you fuck. But everyone that they got was pretty cool. I mean, the original team that they, that they said was it was Robin, Wonder Girl, Hawk and Dove, and Aqualad.
Right.
Which was fine. Whatever. I guess they couldn't use Kid Flash because, God forbid, you cross your shows and shit together. Which is fine. Whatever. That's your prerogative.
Well, didn't they there was a Titans callback, right, in the Crisis?
Yeah. They showed that world they showed that world get wiped out, and then they showed coming back.
Right.
I also have started watching The Sopranos.
Okay.
I never saw this. Did you ever see this?
No, never did.
I mean, obviously, you know the basis of it. It's about,
Yeah,
the
singers and stuff, opera, right?
Yeah. James Gandolfini just steals every scene that he's in. He's so damn good. I'm on season 3, so I haven't really. I think I had like 3. I'm about midway through now. So
okay.
Very cool. I'm sure you'll hear about it again when I'm done. And I already know the ending. Like, I know the disappointment that was the ending, apparently. So I'll be looking forward to getting disappointed as well, as I always get disappointed. So
maybe if you know that it's coming, it won't really sting as much. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I know when Bonnie watched through, she watched through all of Lost, and her sister was a huge Lost fan. And I know that series finale rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I think later seasons rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But
really? I'm sorry.
But Bonnie already kind of knew that going in, so it kind of lessened the blow. You know what I mean?
Sure. I kind of feel like these hour dramas, for some reason, that they just can't end on a high note. It's very rare that
it's tough. Yeah, it's a lot of. It's basically writing. Jesus, probably 7 movies back to back. It's just one long narrative that's impossible to, really punch a good ending because it's 7 movies. It's a long fucking story.
Yeah, I mean, Game of Thrones is one that
yes.
Even one series that I hold near and dear in my heart, Sons of Anarchy. It fell a little flat, on the last episode, which sucks because that series was just so good. Which, by the way, Sons of Anarchy, so much more violent than The Sopranos, which I'm very surprised because that was on FX. This is on HBO. So,
well, I mean, Sopranos came out before, too.
Yeah, I mean, they show a lot of it's a lot of cursing. They show a lot of because where they all meet, it's called the Babadook, which it's a strip club. So it's it's got the topless dancers and whatnot, and I'm like, all right, but I don't know, there's so much more violence in Sons of Anarchy than in a show that you would think is about the mafia.
Sure. So, again, it might ramp up. You don't know that yet.
It might. I'm trying not to get spoiled.
Smart.
And that's what I've been watching. What I've been playing, I played purchased Streets of Rage 4.
Nice.
Very awesome. I mean, I love beat 'em ups. Beat 'em ups are my jam. Definitely can't wait until we can actually hang out and do couch co-op and just beat the shit out of people.
Sure.
Which I'm really wondering if they throw more enemies at you when you have more players.
I don't know. I mean, so how does the game play? Is it single player, or do they throw it another AI person with you, or?
No, it's if you hit single player, it's you.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
it's you alone.
I know some of the newer co-op games have done that. They've thrown in a partner to go in with you. Okay.
But yeah, no, it has when you're beating someone up, it shows their name in Final Fight. I think you would. I really think you would enjoy it. So
I probably would. I like beat 'em ups. Final Fight, though, I think is probably the creme de la creme for me. I did, now that you're saying Streets of Rage, I did play through. I have the 3D version of Streets of Rage 2, which people hold to a very high standard. I played it on my 3DS. Very good game, but man, Final Fight just edges it out. I think it's just, I don't know, if this was a new Final Fight, man, I would have canceled this recording. I would have been playing it still.
Yeah, right.
But Final Fight is one of my favorite games. We're gonna do a whole beat 'em ups episode, I think. I
like that. I'm really surprised they haven't redone Final Fight. But then again, they might just be Final Fight's fine the way it is.
I mean, the Final Fight, a lot of the characters live on now through Street Fighter.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're keeping that lore still active, just fucking make a beat 'em up. Especially now you got Streets of Rage 4. that came out. There was a new Double Dragon game. You had that Kunio-kun / River City Ransom collection that came out. Like, I think it's just time to just pump out a I'm going to say decent, because this is Capcom we're talking about. I know they've been on the upswing, but just like they don't have to shoot for the stars. A new Final Fight. That's it.
I also think it's time for them to come out with a new Bad Dudes.
Bad Dudes. Okay.
Yeah. And that is what I've been up to. And Nation, look at this. You're getting a little inside peek of what my recording studio looks like. Yeah, you like that? Yeah, look at all that nerd shit.
Am I making this a video? Am I doing a video of this?
I don't know. I thought we were on video. You fucking confused me because I'm looking at you and whatever.
Fuck a duck.
All right, RudeBoyz GameClub, BatMAYn Special Edition. Tom's flipping me off virtually. But we're talking about BatMAYn Arkham Asylum. Specifically the Return to Arkham collection?
Yes.
For PlayStation 4. We're both playing that. And Nation, obviously we invite you to play along with us. But a little backstory with the Arkham Asylum series. It's put out by Rocksteady Studios. Came out 2009 originally for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. In conjunction with Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, blah, 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 blah. Written, some key stuff right here, though. Written by Paul Dini. Paul Dini is one of the creative heads for BatMAYn the Animated Series. Mm-hmm. So already you know you're going to get a very well-written BatMAYn tale. And in addition, it features a lot of the voice actors and actresses from the animated series, specifically Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, Arlene Sorkin. And also a lot of the lore comes out of the animated series into Arkham. Whether it's Asylum, City, Night, Origins, whatever.
And you'll never hear this kind of trash coming from the Arkham series.
I don't even know what that was. That came out so garbled.
That was Christian Bale's Batman voice.
Oh, Jesus.
Swear to me.
All right. So Arkham Asylum is like a third person. Some people would even consider this like a Metroidvania, where you are into a basically open environment and you progress when you unlock certain items or abilities, whether that be like the Batarang or the little decryptor device or the line launcher. And then that opens up more and more of the world. It's got a ton of collectibles. A ton of little pickups and a lot of lore involved. And it's a really well put together game, especially for those who haven't really played it. Before Arkham City came out, this was one of the best comic book games. Still is one of the best comic book games out there. Not a large pool to get that from, but I mean, you're looking at Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Spider-Man, I think, are probably all in people's rotating best comic book video games.
I will also throw Ultimate Alliance, the first one, in there.
Okay, I'm with you.
I will also throw in the 2 X-Men Legends.
Okay. I forget who I'm podcasting with. This man is a comic book connoisseur.
I mean, there's
people like that Wolverine game.
I did dig that Mark Hamill voicing Wolverine.
Right. The X-Men beat him up. Shit, we might have to just do a fucking comic book video game episode.
Absolutely.
But specifically with Arkham Asylum, I think a lot of the features such as the combat and the gadgets and the locomotion throughout the entire world definitely gets more refined as the series goes, which makes sense.
Yes.
And I think the biggest switch between Arkham Asylum and Arkham City is that it moves to a full open world. So Arkham Asylum, what was that?
You're still restricted to only parts of the city.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But I think it's the allure of having an entire city at your disposal.
Part of the city.
Right. So Arkham Asylum, though, is very tight-knit You have several like open hubs, let's say, but that just brings you into buildings, whether it's the medical center or the intensive treatment center or the mansion or the botanical gardens. And like, let me ask you this, Tom: if you had on, I don't want to say on campus, but on your premises, a supervillain who can control plants, would you really want to have a botanical garden?
Absolutely.
Why?
Yeah, make things interesting.
Oh, okay. And things get interesting.
Oh, yeah.
So where are you at in the game, Tommy?
I think I'm tracking down Harley right now.
Okay, got you. So I'm a little bit past that.
Yeah. Because I got Sharp. Like, I found Sharp. Got the little crypto thing to unlock doors, which just opens up so much now.
Yes, agreed.
I did like the little Clayface bit that you see in that area.
Right.
Yeah, my favorite, my favorite thing to do is just I like the remote control Batarang.
I haven't really fucked around with that a lot. I'm just real good on the double tap, and then just you throw the boomerang. Wow, the Batarang.
Yeah.
Out.
I've opted to upgrade all of my armor until
Same.
And then I think the next thing I'll be upping is my double Batarang.
Yeah, I got the double Batarang. I upgraded. So hang on, sorry. I upgraded the combat throw. So now combat. This was pretty much highly lauded. Is that the word? I don't know. People loved the combat when the game came out. It's very rhythmical. Actually, in development, the way that Rocksteady kind of put their combat together was it was actually going to turn into like a rhythm game that you had to actually beat guys in time or something like that. And I think a lot of that carries forward into the finished product. But it is very rhythmical. Games like Assassin's Creed kind of ape that a lot, where you have a gang of guys and some guys try to rush you and you can counter them or you have to dodge them. But it really just comes down to beating dudes up left and right. And the combat, I think, gets a little more free in the later iterations. Because I'm like, you'll see Nation, I'm sure you've seen it on our YouTube stream. The combat's kind of tough. And I think that I think a lot of that has to do with I'm like the last BatMAYn game we played on was Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
And you're doing way much more stuff. Because it seems like you're just punching, countering, and dodging in this one.
Yeah, well, no, I feel you're doing that in all three.
No, I agree, but they add more to it. Like, you'll got guys with shields, so you'll have to do, like, a jump over them and uppercut them and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
And that was in the other ones, too.
Not in this one so far, Tommy.
No, I've had to jump over people with knives.
Yes, I understand that, but I'm talking about specifically guys with shields.
But you're still jumping over people.
Yes, all right, I get it. Now you're just disagreeing with me to disagree with me.
Doesn't feel too good, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Good. Remember that.
But
but I mean, I just this game when this game first came out, I remember just playing the shit out of it.
Oh yeah.
The one thing that I wish Arkham Asylum had was options to change your costume. And
I was just looking at that too. Like I didn't see anything like that.
Introduced that until City.
Yeah.
I want to say because I remember with City running around as the Adam West Batman.
I think Rockstar and WB didn't know what they had when Asylum came out.
Yeah.
And then that's when they kind of blew it up with City, with like the DLC and the costumes and the challenges and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
If they ever come out with a new one, don't do the Riddler trophies. I am not a fan of these.
Oh no?
I'm tired of them.
I might 100% them. I don't think. I think out of all of the Arkham games, I'm so good.
I'm smart.
I think. Well, I mean, it's not really smart, Sky. It's basically like you go into one thing and it's an absolute reference to the Mad Hatter, and you're just like, all right, cool. Well, I got to find the tea set, and you find it, and that's it. Is that hard? Am I just that good? I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what they're saying.
No, you're not that good. What's your highest combat? Fuck off! Yeah, can you hear that?
What did it say, fucker?
It's like fuck off.
Oh, okay. I think I just hit 20 once. That was it.
Amateur.
Okay.
35.
I'll pull up the trophies right now and 35. See if you hit 20, okay?
35, motherfucker.
All right. All right.
He's totally fact-checking me right now.
Fact-checking Tom. No, keep going, Tom.
No, we're good. I didn't realize it was that accessible. Damn.
I gotta remind myself to shut that off now. But Arkham Asylum is definitely one of the best comic book video games out there.
Absolutely.
The entire Arkham series, and I'm sure, Tom, I know you were talking about it, and prior to BatMAYn, I felt that might have been biting off more than we can chew. But like once Asylum is done, I might just dip into City.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be jumping back on the Asylum probably after I finish Endgame.
Okay.
Because this has been a.
You didn't finish it last night?
Oh, I started drifting, and I was like, nope, don't want to miss shit.
I got you.
Dude, I had a day yesterday.
Understandable.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think I'll I think I'll do a night. I think we'll do an. I'll be able to get a nice chunk done today.
Yeah, it's not that long of a game. Like I think I unlocked the line launcher. That's like your last big gadget you get. Sorry. And yeah, I think I pretty much have the entire Arkham Island open to me right now. I could go back and get, gadgets here and there.
Nice.
But I think I might only have like a couple more hours left. You probably have a couple more hours left.
Yeah.
We should probably be able to bang this out by the end of the week.
I would think so. I mean, nothing's going on. I mean, I know what tonight is. We were saying is Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I will be opting to play Arkham Asylum. I think it's a better.
I might have it on in the background, but Arkham Asylum's where it's at.
Yeah, I think it's a better life choice for me right now. So.
All right. So, Nation, you're going to hear more about that. We got next episode's going to be our BatMAYn recap. So anything we've been doing Batman related, we're going to talk about it then. And on that note, that's it. That's it for us. That's it for the episode. Weird one. Hope it comes out good. I don't know. Fingers crossed. If you want to hear more from us, and why would you? I don't know.
Because we're amazing.
We are amazing. And hey, 50 of you on Twitter and 100 of you on Instagram can't be wrong, right?
That's correct.
Nation, thank you so much for having us hit those social media milestones. We're on the rise, man. Like our Facebook followers have gone up, even our YouTube subscribers have gone up. We have also hit a milestone 3,000 downloads on Podbean.
Ooh, goddamn.
So we got some special things cooked. But it's kind of hard with the current climate that we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we thank you. And we thank you for being patient with us, especially with the recent quality of our podcasts. And we've been trying. We're trying to make everything better for you, better for us. It's tough. And you know this. You don't have to hear us say that. But what do you say, Tom?
You just said everything.
I did say everything, yes.
You said the world. Chris, where can they find you on social media?
Here comes the Sandman, pushing me off with the broom. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram under Tesherms, TEH_SHERMS. Tom, where can they reach you?
You can get me on Twitter at Tommy_Cash, and that's Cash with a K, and on Instagram, Tommy_Cash80, and that's Cash with a K.
That is also Catch with a K. And then I didn't really go through the whole outro because it's been all fucking garbled up and you Sandman me off the stage. But if you want to get us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, that is those domains /RudeBoyz469. And on our YouTube.
We have a YouTube?
We do got a YouTube. That is all lowercase bit.ly /RudeBoyz Rudetube. And all these fun links can be found at the following page, linktr.ee /RudeBoyz. That is a big page, and it links us to all our social media accounts. If you want to find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, not Spotify, I'm sorry, Stitcher. Spotify's still in the works. Shh, it's a secret. But that links to our Podbean, which, again, we've said it, 3,000 downloads. Thank you, nation. And that is over specifically at rudeboyz.podbean.com.
Flick that bean.
Very good.
I guess also.
What was that?
Went old school on that one.
Yeah, a little bit. I guess before we break, Tom, our poll results for the next Rude Boys Go to the Movies, it's BatMAYn 66.
Nice.
Came in under the wire. The Adam West classic, Burt Ward, Cesar Romero. The list goes on and on. It's a fun romp.
Do you have it?
Yes, I do.
Huh?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
So I hope we can get Tom and I can be in the same room to watch this movie. Because it's already hard enough to watch a movie and share it with the nation. You know, to share it between us and then with the nation, no, it's too much sharing.
And then we will also be doing a rip apart as well, as I like to call it, of BatMAYn Hush.
Yes, so that is the secret second Rude Boys Go to the Movies.
Oh, it was a secret?
Yeah, it was a secret.
You never told me that.
Yes, I did last fucking time. God damn it, Hollywood.
Was I drinking? Was I drinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I don't remember.
All right, cool. So now it's my fault.
Always.
So, yes. So we're going to try to get 2 Rude Boys Go to the Movies out to you. BatMAYn 66 and BatMAYn Hush, which I'm sure you've heard a lot about from Tom in the previous episodes.
Oh, God, make me sit through that shit again.
And we're going to have a live breaking. I'm sure you would like that, Tom, or no?
I may.
So we got that in the works, nation. We'll talk to you next time on the Rude Boys Power Hour Plus.
Bye.
This has been a presentation of the Rude Boys Podcast Network.
Oops.